what classifies as a soul?
Can you answer that?
We're real alphas. We don't do drugs. But I love it. I mean that with the utmost love in my heart. I've had old people walk up to me in a restaurant and be like, "You better be careful with that one. She's a feisty one." I'm like, "You're 75."
So what are you planning on doing with your life?
Do you want the long version or the short version?
The short version.
I have a video of you in my skirt.
Hello and welcome to That Goes Awesome, the only podcast where everything goes awesome. I'm Jaden.
I'm Christian.
I'm Addison.
We have a guest this time.
We do. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
So we actually met, was it my sophomore year?
Yeah,
And you're
senior year.
in theater class.
Yeah, and because we're cool kids, we took theater together. And yeah, so we met like 4 years ago, and this is the first time we've seen each other since.
We were actually co-stars.
We were, wait, in the one, we had like basically the same role in the one play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were like together the whole time throughout the play, which was kind of fun, I guess. But she also knows Christian in a completely different way, which makes this even weirder because this is like the first time us three have ever been together.
That is true. I had no clue that y'all knew each other until last week.
That's hilarious.
We met in marching band, like most of our friends are met, back in my junior year and your freshman
My
year,
freshman
so
year.
5 years ago.
And here we are, fast forward.
On a podcast.
The magics of technology.
I know. But Addison, why are you here?
Why are we all here? That's the real
True.
question in life. We're here to answer questions.
Amen.
Exactly.
Addison, basically, she had made a post on like one of her socials just talking about podcasting in general, and then me being me was slid up on her story and was like, "Hey, you know who has a podcast? I have a podcast." And then we started talking a little bit, went back and forth, and then I started talking to Christian about it. And then that's how I found out Christian actually knew who she was, which I somehow didn't know that until then. And then we were like, "Hey, why don't you come on our podcast and just talk about something cool?" And then yeah, basically here we are.
True. There was something I was thinking about on the way here. I can't. This is so random. I can't stand the automatic changing headlights.
What?
You know what that is?
Yeah.
Like the headlights that just like change colors and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Because like there was a guy riding my butt across the interstate for like 20 minutes, and he had those, and it was constantly like he was like flashing me, but he wasn't. It's just how the lights change. And then occasionally they go blue, and I think there's a cop behind me, and it messes with me. And man, does that tick me off so bad. I hate it so much.
No, I know exactly what you mean. Because I'll think I'm getting pulled over and I like panic for like a second. I'm like, wait, no, it's just an idiot behind me.
I got a confession to make.
Do you have automatic headlights?
No, my car's too old for that. But I'm that person on the highway that has their brights on.
Wow. One of those
I just
people.
figured out that my left headlight was out. And so I've just been
Oh,
rolling
no.
around with my brights on because I'm like, can't get pulled
If
over.
your
my-
headlights out, you get a pass for sure. I also don't like it like trucks that have like the LED lights, the ones that are just like atomic blinding, just like cover the entire sky in white. Pisses me off.
Whoa, language. But Addison, I want to know, since you wanted so badly to come on this podcast, I want to know what is your favorite moment from the podcast?
My favorite, probably a lot of the behind the scenes. First off, I like the fact every single one of us and every one of our friends that we've ever met just have that energy to where we can just be ourselves. We're weird
Okay.
and we don't care that we're weird. In a good way. Not creepy weird, good weird.
I don't know, Christian's a little creepy weird sometimes.
But
I don't know. I'm just
I have a follow-up question. Very related, very important. What's your favorite piece of playground equipment?
My favorite piece of playground equipment, jungle bars. Monkey bars, whatever you
Monkey
call them.
bars? That's fair.
jungle bars.
I broke my arm on monkey bars.
He's only told that story like 3 times.
I was the kid that would sit on top of him.
Ah.
I'm a menace. I really am.
Dude, she was weird in high school.
I'm weird now.
Like, she is still weird now, but...
The difference is in high school I was bullied for it. Now people are like, oh my gosh, you're so yourself. We love it.
I was one of the bullies.
Did you bully her?
No, that's not true. I feel like me and you were friends. I mean, we didn't talk that much, but like...
I have a video of you in my skirt. I definitely... I think that we're past the, oh, you bullied me, because... Everybody bullied each other.
I also have that video saved on my phone, and I see it regularly. Like if I have to scroll back up,
I view it often.
No, I feel like I often have to, for whatever reason, explain that I have wore like a tutu before, and I just pull up that video as a reference. I'm like, yeah, and then it's just a video of me like dancing, and yeah, I guess it was her tutu.
That's hype.
Yeah, it was what was her name? The vegan girl that ate Chick-fil-A.
What?
Madison? I think that was her
I have
name.
no idea.
She was the blonde.
Oh,
She
no.
She threw up because of the cafeteria served her fried chicken quesadillas and she was vegan.
Are you talking about the girl that was with us in like the role that we did?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, one of them was Hannah. I can't remember the other girl.
Hannah.
Or is it, no, the other girl was Madeline?
I don't know, the blondes. I just knew
I
them as
think-
the blondes.
I think the blonde was Madeline. I think.
Whichever-
Maybe that's not her name.
Whichever the vegan one is. That's
if-
how I classify her.
If they're
The
listening
vegan.
right now, I'm sorry I can't remember your name.
I'm not.
You know who you
I'm
are.
not.
Yeah.
I'm not even the least bit sorry.
Oh, you didn't get along with them? T?
No. No, I didn't.
Tia?
Because one, you can't be vegan and eat Chick-fil-A. It doesn't work that way.
That is very true.
They love Chick-fil-A, but then they would like throw up anytime the cafeteria fed them like meat.
Yeah.
But it was their ideas to make our skirts instead of just buying them off of Amazon.
Wait, did I have a skirt?
No, because
Because I'm a dude?
because
Hashtag sexism, by the way.
Miss Roller was like, we can't push that kind of agenda.
I do remember that actually. So, just to be clear, this play we did, it was like called Rainbow Fish or something like that.
Like the book.
Yeah, just like the book. And our friend Ashley, who most of you probably know
Love Ashley. She was so sweet.
in some way, she was on the podcast, but then you'll see her in the videos. Yeah. She she was like the main fish, and like it was me, Addison, and those 2 other girls. We were like the scales. Our role was like her scales, which sounds really dumb, but it was kind of like cute. It was like a kid's play. It was like cute and like fun and stuff.
It was meant for elementary school students.
Yes, and we did perform it for elementary school students.
Multiple.
Yeah, which was actually really fun. But yeah, I was the only dude, and it was like a more girly role. And I guess, yeah, our teacher didn't want to push that agenda.
I would have pushed you in a skirt for sure.
Oh, I was down to wear a skirt. I asked if I could have wore a skirt too. I would, yeah.
I think you were supposed to be the blue. Because there was
Yeah.
there was pink, purple, blue, and then gray.
I had a really cool, like, glittery vest, though.
That's hype.
It was pretty hype.
I never heard about this at all.
You've definitely
I've
heard
known
of
you
it.
for 5 years of my life, and I haven't known
you
that
just-
you were a fish's scale at one point.
You just haven't heard the details. You don't ask.
I didn't know you wore a skirt either. Like, I need to see this video.
That
whenever
was
we're
that
done
was
with
like
this.
backstage. That
Okay.
wasn't like
You've seen that video.
I don't think so.
I'm like doing this. I'm like dancing with it.
You
and
do that
everything.
a lot.
That's true. But I had a purple skirt. I'm pretty sure it was purple.
yeah,
right?
it was purple and silver, and it was a. Okay, so the blondes. That's what I'm just gonna refer. Since we can't remember
They
the
weren't
name.
both blonde.
They weren't
One of them had brown hair, right?
close enough. They had taken like tulle and they had
Taken?
made these skirts. They had taken. I'm sorry, I'm a little too southern. They had taken like this belt and pretty much tied tulle to it. Like a lot of tulle, and it was glittery and it was literally just ribbon. And so I still have it in my closet somewhere. You pull this thing out and it is literally just glitter
Should've brought it.
everywhere. No.
So you had a vendetta against her because she was vegan, pretty much. Okay, so
I had a vendetta because it was everybody else's problem that she was vegan.
T. You wouldn't know this, but our editor is also vegan.
There's nothing wrong with being vegan. It's just
you're
making it everyone
vegetarian?
else's.
Vegetarian.
I mean, aren't they the same thing?
No.
I had to listen for my party. I had to ask Daniel 4 different times if he was like vegan or vegetarian.
No,
'Cause-
vegan is like it can't be anything animal product wise, like cheese, and vegetarian means you can eat it as long as it's not actually meat, right?
Speaking of diets, have you guys ever heard of keto?
yes.
So I hadn't.
Okay.
I have no knowledge of diets whatsoever. I went to Miami 2 weeks ago with a bunch of friends, and I didn't realize till I got there that they were all keto. So 4 days of being on a keto diet.
Dang.
Oh.
And I thought I literally, I got off the plane,
Mhm.
I went to a restaurant, I was like, give me 8 boneless wings and the sugariest drink that you have possible. Because in that trip, I was like, guys, I can't live off of literal hamburger meat and cheese. Like, I need
Oh,
something more.
I could.
I could not. Like, that is all they had. No bread, no anything. And I was like, can we go to the store and get, like, fruit or something? That's
Mhm.
healthy. And they were like,
Yeah.
we can't have fruit. I was like,
I think my dad does that.
what do you mean you can't have fruit? They're like, it's got sugar in it. I was like, natural sugar. They're like, that's still sugar. And I was like,
No offense
Fruit's healthy.
to anybody that's on a diet like that, but I just like being able to eat what I want.
I feel the same way.
I mean, I guess if it's for health reasons, there's like obviously different situations.
we
or
all
if you
have
just
high metabolisms. That's why we say
That's
that.
True.
yeah, I can just eat whatever I want, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
because some people they just like I said, health reasons they just literally can't
Sucks to
or
suck.
they just choose not to. But yeah, so when was the last time you've talked to Ashley?
4 or 5 years ago.
Really? Yeah.
That's great.
Actually, no. I think I slid up on one of her stories. Does that count?
I mean, I
That
guess
counts. Close. It's close enough.
it was funny because me and Christian and Ashley, we like twice a week when we're at school, we like sit together and like we talk just when we have a break like between classes and stuff. Like we'll work on homework and stuff together. But we were like asking her to try and like guess who our guest was gonna be on the podcast, and we were like, "You will never guess who it is," and she did not guess.
No, I didn't.
But
She
we
got
did
pretty
we did
close.
narrow it down.
It
Like,
was like an Akinator.
we
game.
kept like giving her like hints and stuff. But
Just
she,
say ginger. That would narrow it
That
down a
would've
lot
narrowed it
more.
True.
down very quickly.
But she was very surprised. She's like, "Oh, Addison, she's still alive."
Like I would have died.
I mean, like you said, you're a ginger, so who knows?
I can't die. That's the reason I'm a ginger.
Is that how that works?
It's immortality.
I don't know the lore behind gingers.
Gingers have immortality.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like dye my hair?
It's
Kinda
Are you
You have
glad?
to-
Are you
fake-
glad you're ginger?
yes and no.
Why?
I don't like creepy old. So when you're a ginger, you have people that become obsessed with the fact that you have red hair. I've had old people walk up to me in a restaurant and be like, "You better be careful with that one. She's a feisty one." I'm like, "You're 75. Like, you shouldn't be talking to me like that." I was at a funeral one time, bawling my eyes out, right?
Mhm.
Because one of my family members was deceased. This old lady comes up to me and starts grabbing my hair. "Oh, you have the gorgeous." I'm like
Ugh.
crying at a funeral, and she just thought it was appropriate to just start like
That's
rubbing
ins-
and caressing my hair.
crazy.
That's insane.
They don't care. Old people do not care. They say some crazy things about gingers, and I'm just like, leave me alone.
I like fun old people, but some old people are scary.
I've never met a fun old person.
Really? I've met so many.
You've never met my Nana, who is the #1 fan of our
Sure,
podcast.
she's so cool. Is it true that gingers have no soul?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think I'm pretty nice to an extent.
Do you have to have a soul to be nice?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
What classifies as a soul?
Can you answer that?
I think we'll have to do a separate podcast on that one.
We gotta dive deep into what is a soul.
It's like whenever you were arguing with me about what sentience meant. You remember that?
That's when we were like debating robots dying or something. I
Yeah,
don't
something
know.
like that.
That was a whole thing.
Remember
That
it was the trolley problem.
The fact that
Forever
that was
ago.
like 3 months ago is kind of
Insane.
crazy.
Start talking about the levels of consciousness.
That's kind of deep. See, we're not that smart. That's the thing.
Wait.
But we do invite smart people on the podcast so they can talk about smart things.
I've become a hippie since
What?
I graduated high school. Not like a.
I feel like I remember you being like almost a hippie though.
I kind of
I also
was.
feel like
Yeah,
that.
you were
I
like
was an underground stoner and nobody knew it.
okay. You were borderline hippie.
Now you're above ground.
No, I don't do any drugs.
Queen. I famously have never done any drugs.
Me too.
I'm very proud of you guys.
Thank you.
Stay off drugs, kids. As Darren the Lion would say no to drugs.
Amen.
As who?
Darren the Lion from the DARE program.
Don't know what the DARE program is?
Nope.
What? Really?
Am I just that uncultured?
No, in school they would talk to you like say no to drugs. And then they
Yeah.
had the whole seminars on like
Yeah, I had that. Like I remember.
you never
that.
seen the line with the DARE shirt on? Say no to drugs?
I don't remember the dare.
You would probably recognize it if you saw a picture.
You'll learn very quickly. I have a really bad memory.
He probably can't remember what he did yesterday.
Just the lion. Just remember lion, no to drugs. His name's Darren.
I mean, I guess it worked because I say no to drugs.
Yeah, so you that's why you don't know who Darren is.
The lion
you
is
weren't
somewhere
tempted.
in there.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, get onto the alpha talk.
Oh,
We're
God.
real alphas. We don't do drugs.
Okay, we're not gonna get onto that. We're not gonna do that
You're
one.
gonna
Speaking of
Turn it into an
podcasts,
alpha male podcast. That's a great idea.
No.
the opposite. We're so
The beta
say
male
No.
podcast.
Anyways,
No.
so Addison, I'm curious. I wasn't sure. I assumed, but I wasn't sure until earlier when we talked about it. But so you're going to college right now.
Yeah.
So what are you planning on doing with your life?
Do you want the long version or the short version?
The short version.
Law school after my bachelor's degree.
Oh, you want to go to
Okay.
law school?
Law school, attorney, fight civil injustices.
So in like 20 years when you finish that degree, hopefully we're
20 years? I got 6.
Well, in like 6 or 7 years when you're finishing that degree, hopefully we're still doing the podcast and we might need an attorney or something. So
Hopefully you guys don't need an attorney.
well, true, but it'll be good to have that contact.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure to stay in touch just in case you do
I'll make
finish.
sure to get you all the copyrights you need.
Yeah, see? Then we could use cool music.
And hopefully not get sued for the cool music.
True.
It's
That's-
always good to have an attorney on speed dial. That's like big goals though. I mean, not like go you. I just not what I expected you to say. No offense.
What did you expect me to say?
I don't know, like a hairstylist.
crazy.
I wanted to finish with my cosmetology license, and I got gypped on hours. But
See, of
that was
course,
not my long-term goal. I can already do all that stuff. It's not as impressive.
I find law really boring.
Me
Which is
too.
ironic considering I'm a criminal justice major.
See, I had to take a law class and I hated it. Granted, my professor was terrible, but like
What did you hate about it?
I just didn't learn anything. I don't know. It
Oh.
was again probably because my professor was terrible, but I was like I hated going to that class every time.
See, mine is more of like, I saw this on TikTok. I hate to be quoting a TikTok here.
Oh no, we
but,
do it all the time.
I don't even eat cottage.
I don't even eat cottage.
I saw this lady that was like, with the state of our political government, I'm no longer fighting for civil injustices. I'm fighting for you to steal from Walmart.
Yep.
And that's kind of my goal.
Okay.
Like, I want poor people to get away with stealing from Walmart.
Okay. Speaking
I
of
like that idea. I'm poor and I want to steal from Walmart. I approve this message.
No. Speaking of classes though, I know it's probably like it seems kind of early, but I had shut up. I had like one of my leadership class. This was like the last day we actually have to go to classes today because we have like a final and stuff, but it's like entirely online. I just want to say, and I like also want to ask if y'all had a class similar, but like, this class has been like such a different experience to all my other classes in the sense of I actually like loved it. It was a great class because it was for leadership. So we all had to like present all the time. We had to talk all the time, and we all like I've never had this before in any other class, but we like every person in the class got to know each other like really like super well. And we actually like became kind of close. Like we all follow each other like on social media and stuff, and like it was just like so not. It was like really sad today because like we have the best professor ever. And she's like really sweet, and I actually would love to get her on the podcast because
Yeah.
I think she would do it. She immigrated to the United States from China. She was born in China, and then now she lives here, and she worked at Eastman for a while. And now her dream was always to like teach at a college, and that's what she's doing. But she's like the sweetest person ever, and she just made the class awesome. And literally like today we had to do like final presentations, and one of the groups, just for an example of how like close we all are. The guy like literally hand wrote everybody in the class like nice messages and
That's
stuff,
cool.
and brought us all brownies. It was awesome, and we got to eat the brownie while he was doing the presentation, and then open the message, and like he personalized them like for each of us. It was like so nice. Have y'all had a class where it's like you actually got close to people?
Yeah, but it wasn't like a class. It's like the kind that you have to take. I don't know if you had to take one since you went to Northeast first, but it's like ETSU has that thing where freshmen have to take like a class that gets you ready for being in college, basically.
We had a similar one at
And it was just like we all knew each other and our friends, and we just did like stupid projects and stuff like that. Like one time we had to give a presentation that involved connecting our life to a song and like use a whole bunch of the lyrics to explain like how it's connected to your life and stuff like that. So I chose "Ain't Got Rhythm" from Phineas and Ferb, and just went wrote a presentation in like 20 minutes before the class happened, and let them all know that, and then just like ate it up. It was awesome. Do you have a class like that?
Maybe not that much.
Okay.
I had two similar experiences. So my first one was during COVID, algebra, like my AP algebra class. When we all got in person, there was like 5 of us in that class to start out with. And we all were kind of just finished with it because we'd already taken algebra. So we just made stories about rock people. We had a list of words on the whiteboard that we weren't allowed to talk about because some story had evolved to get them banned. Grass being one of that. We quizzed our teacher with, if you put more grass on grass, does grass grow?
We ended the riddle segment for a reason.
So that got grass banned from our conversations.
Okay.
And then my mythology class, my junior
I
year.
loved my mythology class.
I never took a mythology class.
Oh my gosh,
Who did
she
you
was I don't know.
I've been trying to think of my mythology teacher's name for years.
I
This
could-
is from high school.
Yeah.
She was at Westridge, right?
She
was probably the same one.
She had like almost an afro, sort of. I don't know. If
She
like
believed
yours.
in Bigfoot.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she also thought the Earth was flat.
Oh, I didn't. She never talked about that one.
She talked about that to our class, and I ended up making one of like my classmates die laughing because she said it, and I just went.
The classic Christian face.
It was I was like, no way am I being taught by someone who believes the Earth is flat right now. But to be fair, it was a mythology class, so just she can tell me whatever she wants to.
She was a history teacher too, though.
That is true. I forgot about that. I've been trying to think of her name for so long.
I couldn't tell you.
I
What it
wanted to
was.
say it started with a C, but I could be wrong.
But speaking of learning random things that probably aren't real. Addison.
Aren't real.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Addison has been thinking, and she actually said, "Don't say this," but I'm going to say it anyways. But she was thinking about starting her own podcast. Okay, and I think it would be a great idea, which is part of the reason why I invited her to come on this one. So first of all, let her know that she should spam the comments and say, "Addison, start a podcast," because we want to listen, right? And on that podcast, she wanted to talk about connectingness.
Connecting this.
So it's not that simple.
Okay.
So I'm a professional yapper, and I've met likewise professional yappers, and
That's how we got here.
that's how podcasters started.
Yeah.
We're like, who wants to listen to me yap?
That and Applebee's.
But
Amen.
I wanted to start something called the Connection Code. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of like leveling consciousness and meditation practices and law of attraction.
I've heard of meditation.
So it's again really, but I love it. I mean that with the utmost love in my heart. And I'm okay to say that on a podcast because I'm about to dive real deep into it.
Okay.
So Connection Code is all about us humans. So they talk about consciousness. The ability of what we in reality do is called reality consciousness. So that's the ability to have thoughts, be able to recognize when things are going on, to pick up on little like subconscious things. It's the process of constantly thinking.
Metacognition. Have you heard that term?
No, I haven't.
You remember we learned about that, and I'm not going to discuss what class, but metacognition is like, that's the thought of thinking about thinking, right?
Yeah.
Or the process of thinking about thinking. So it's
Introspection. Introspection.
Kind of what you're talking about.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
So that's your base ground.
Okay.
So in order to reach full enlightenment is what they call it, is to bless yourself away from thoughts and just live in the presence of what your body's telling you to do. Because I don't know if you guys have ever heard of intuition, but intuition is one of the strongest senses you have. So they classify two people that aren't in reality thinking or full consciousness. You got the under consciousness and the over consciousness. Under consciousness are like I'm sorry. I'm really offensive, but it's fine. Those are the people who are like the blissful ignorance. That's what you really call that. They're blissfully ignorant. They don't think because they just don't have the capability to. And then you have the overconsciousness. That's the That's reaching the enlightenment of being able to rid yourself of thoughts about the universe and fully connect with your body and the earth.
I'm not laughing. Yeah,
It gets deeper though.
I'm interested.
So, in the way of law of attraction, it's kind of the energy, fake it till you make it. Everybody's heard that, right? Fake it till you make it. So, if you put out into the world, it has to return the energy. So, a lot of people will go deep dive into the spiritual, but I like to use a little more science. So, I go to Newton's laws of energy, and energy can't be created nor destroyed. So, if you're putting that energy out there, then it has to come back to you eventually.
Okay.
If you really think about it. So it's that ever-evolving loop. That's the way I like to explain law of attraction. So that's when the meditation comes in and the words of affirmation. You're putting that positive energy out there in hopes to get it in return. The way that you can do law of attraction meditations is write down your desires, write down the outcomes and what you want those desires to be, and then write down the feelings that you get from that. Connect it to a symbolism, a vowel, any kind of lettering. And then when you meditate on that, you're putting all of those thoughts and all of that energy out into the world in hopes that it comes back.
So do you regularly meditate?
Yeah.
Define regularly.
Every night. 30 to 45 minutes.
Whoa.
Sometimes an hour.
Whoa.
Like before you go to bed?
So I do different kinds of meditations.
Okay.
Most of the meditations I do,
Proselytes.
not that kind of meditation. So the whole point of these exercises is to rid yourself of thoughts and trust your natural intuitions.
Okay.
It's to become more in connection with yourself so that you don't have to rely on the processes of thinking to make the correct decisions. You just know. That's the whole goal of becoming one and not needing the processes of thinking. So in the morning, that is when you are the most adaptable to change. Your brain is just waking up. You haven't had time to process.
Okay.
It is the most important to condition yourself that first 15 minutes when you wake up. That's why it's so important for people to say when you first wake up, go to the mirror and tell yourself that you love yourself. And that will improve your self-love. Because that quality in the first 15 minutes is you putting that word. And your subconscious doesn't know the difference between a joke and reality. So if you're constantly... It doesn't. Your subconscious does not know the difference. So if you're constantly telling yourself, oh man, I suck, I hate myself, this isn't going to work out, your subconscious doesn't know that you're not being serious. So your subconscious takes that personally.
Says who?
Says science. Your subconscious cannot tell the difference between reality and fiction. That's why it's your subconscious. It's picking up on the hints of everything. No one has control over their subconscious, they just have control of their conscious actions. But your conscious actions affect your subconscious actions.
Okay.
So, I can't remember the word. That's the part of your brain. It starts with an L, right? It's like limbic, because you have like your like frontal cortex, which is where your actual analytical, what you're doing, like verbatim thinking goes. But then you have like your subconscious thinking. It starts with an L. I can't remember the word.
Lymphonic?
No, I don't think that's it. But that's the section of the brain. I'm going to look it up right now. You keep yapping.
But that's where the connection code comes in.
Okay.
Because that's getting yourself into that thinking processes of just being able to be open. So like, think about social anxiety. That is 98% of what is stopping people from being like, hey, I want to talk to you.
True.
So, a lot of my friends in Miami, they're big connection specialists. That's what I'll call them. We went to a rave. Surprise. But festivals. They call them festivals. It's a rave.
That's right. Okay.
But they call them festivals. And their whole point, instead of enjoying the music or going out partying, their whole point is to see how many people they can connect with.
Okay.
They start little side quests, we'll call them, on how to connect with people. And they have openers. They have things that they use on people. So, have you ever noticed how hard it is to get someone to stop and talk to them?
Mm-hmm.
It can be simpled down to 2 or 3 sentences. So, I had this experience because I was learning a lot from them. Where we were walking down Miami Boardwalk, and there was this lady that looked like she was heading back from class. My friend what was his name?
We weren't that good friends.
No, so he's got a very eccentric name, and that's the reason why I'm pausing, because he's foreign, and so it's really hard to pronounce.
To be clear, to go back, I think it was the limbic part of the brain. I think I was right. I couldn't find a good answer, but I think that was it. I think I was right. Limbic. That's what I said, right?
Yeah. Back
Yeah.
to
Sorry, just to clarify.
I'm not gonna be able to think of his name. It's like
It's okay.
it's very difficult.
We don't have
But
to name drop.
probably best.
Yeah,
but he
we
stops,
started the podcast name dropping in a negative way.
he stopped this lady on the street and was talking to her, and one of my friends was like, walk up to him and ask that lady, do you know who he is? I was like, why? They were like, trust me, just do it. And so I walk up to him and I'm talking to the lady. I'm like, oh my gosh, do you know who this is? And she's like, no, should I? Instantly taken aback. Her attention's grabbed like that. And just like that, she's so much more interested in having a conversation with us. And I was like, no, I can't tell you. So now that sounds weird, but we then start connecting right away. Because her interest, yeah?
This happened at a rave?
No. This was,
you're a little behind.
you were on your phone. This was on Miami Boardwalk.
Okay.
The rave is important for later.
Okay.
This was after the rave, so keep in mind 4 days of straight partying before this incident. But they were talking back and forth. I think he was trying to get her number. I really think that was the goal, and I was a catalyst, unknowingly catalyst. But she instantly just dropped her guard, almost like, and that's so odd with people.
Yeah.
Because everybody has like these walls that they build up because they're afraid to let anyone like in. What?
No, go on.
Sorry.
They do.
No, inside joke. Inside joke.
Okay, well, I didn't get that.
Yeah, that's why it's inside.
Hey, that was
We're
side joke.
inside, but we got to talking to her. She had just came back from a nudist art class.
Whoa.
What?
She pulls out this piece of parchment, very hefty piece of parchment, sprawls it out just like this, and it is a picture of a naked lady with a tramp stamp on her back.
Okay.
And I'm like, that is the coolest, most interesting thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And so I'm like, what did you do this in? She's like, charcoal. I was like, really? I've never worked with charcoal. I was like, that is so cool. I don't think I could ever do that. I was like, I would love to get my hands on some charcoal one day and like try. She reaches into her bag and hands me a pack of charcoal. And I'm just like, you don't have to give me that.
Yeah.
And she was about to take it out of the bag, and they were like, hey, you're in all white clothing. Don't take a piece of charcoal from a stranger just because she gives it to you.
Yeah, fair
And
argument.
so I was like, I don't want to say no, because I just talked about how I needed charcoal, and she's about to, like, give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, actually, you have it. Wraps it back up, hands me 4 pieces of charcoal.
Cool.
I'm like, what am I going to do with this?
So have you drawn naked women since?
No, actually, I tried to draw charcoal. I suck at it, and I will probably never touch charcoal again. But it was like the connection alone.
Yeah,
Every
cool.
time I see that piece of charcoal, I'm gonna think about her. Not in like any specific context, because we didn't really know each other that deep. But it's just like the simple connections like that you can make just by being a little weird and using small conversation starters like that. There's certain phrases that you could just push in there.
That's really interesting. And I honestly didn't even think about this when I brought it up earlier, like before we got into this, but it's kind of like the class I was talking about. It's crazy how fast you can actually build a connection with somebody when you put yourself out there. Because I think for the most part, like just as a society, we're not as outgoing as I think we should be, like as a whole, in the sense
True.
of a lot of the time you'll just pass by somebody on the street, you don't even like just eyes down, not even try and talk. But if you do take that step to open up and just a simple hey, or just like create that first olive branch of being connected, it's crazy how fast you can actually form a connection with people.
That is very true. I rarely ever randomly speak to people, but whenever I do, I've had some very interesting conversations if I've never met somebody and just start yapping. It's kind of cool, honestly. 'Cause
And like you were saying a minute ago, you have to have that good opener too. It's like,
You don't technically have to though. So like my favorite one is I will go up to someone, and I've tried this a lot recently, is, hey, you look so cool. Can I just take a minute to meet you? It really, it
You say
works.
that like word
that
for
would
word.
work
Word
on
for
me.
word.
That would
Word
for
for
sure
word.
work on me.
If somebody said that to me, I'm sitting down having a phone call.
Exactly. Like, and most of the time when you're walking up to someone, it's because you've noticed them and you want to meet them.
Mhm.
So it's not that you lied. It's not that you were doing that to be like opening your peacock feathers or anything to be impressive. You wholeheartedly, with everything, you look cool. Can I just take a minute to meet you? And 98% of the time, that person is stopping and they're talking to you. And then instantly, because you have bridged that connection, that bridge comes down and they want to form a connection with you.
And then you're friends forever.
I wouldn't
Maybe
go that
not
far.
forever.
Maybe around here in the South, absolutely. You can get a friend for life. Other places, not so much.
True.
Have you lived here all your life?
People are extremely nice here. Everyone I've ever met, I'm like, they would give the shirt off their back and give it to you if that meant that you got home safe.
I've definitely ran into people where it's the other way around, but I do think for the most part, just in the South in general, people are typically more outgoing and nicer, especially in contrast to how whenever we were in New York,
True.
people on the street did not want to talk to you at all. And I was saying that's kind of like how it is here like a minute ago, but actually if you think about it, it's definitely less than it is like in a city type atmosphere.
You run into less people. In New York, to be fair, if I lived in New York and people were stopping me constantly to talk, I'd probably get a little bit annoyed too. But like,
That's true, but it's even like a situation where like you're not even stopping, like on the subway. Like we took the subway, not a word like to strangers.
I didn't want to talk to most of those people.
That's also a good point where a lot of people on the subway you don't want to talk to, but it's weird where it's like it's not even because you don't want to stop them because people are busy. Like if you're just in a environment where you're just stationary, just waiting for something, people still won't talk.
Yeah.
I had that experience on my way to Miami. That was the first time ever flying. Never been on a plane before then. I'm on the Tri-Cities plane, and it's like small, the smallest plane you can get. One terminal, like, does not get smaller than the Tri-Cities airport. And instantly I sit down, this lady's like, first time flying? Yeah, first time flying, I'm really nervous. You from around here? Yeah, this is my, I'm super nervous. I usually don't fly anywhere. Instant conversation. We're both from Tri-Cities, we're both Southerners, we talk the whole plane ride. She even so much goes out to show me how to work the airport app.
Oh.
So that I can get to my next plane, because I had like a, whatever you call them, those passover planes, like 2 planes to go to one place. I don't know. Connection flight, that's what it is.
Connection code.
The connection code.
I had a connection flight. Got on the plane in Charlotte to head to Miami. Not a soul. The huge plane, 3 people in every seat. Not a word from anyone.
In every seat. It must have been big seats.
Yeah, it was jam packed, and I looked over to the guy next to me because I wanted to talk to him, and then he looked back to me with like the meanest stare, and I'm like, I'm not talking to you.
So did you fly by yourself?
Yeah,
I would hate that.
I would have been terrified.
I was terrified.
I think we've brought it up on the podcast before when we talked about fears. Like one of my biggest fears is flying. I don't like flying. I did it once. I was with my whole family, and I was like terrified. So I couldn't imagine your first time going and doing it by yourself.
Funny enough, I'm less scared of the plane, and I'm more scared of the airport.
That's fair.
No, I'm definitely more scared of the plane. What do you mean that's fair?
Well,
I get it. I absolutely get that.
I mean, the airports are like maybe stressful, but I'm not like, ugh.
well, think about it like this: how many car crashes? How many plane crashes? You're more likely to die in a car crash than you are a plane crash.
But that's just because there's more cars than there are planes.
Exactly, and you
Yeah.
have to be certified to even get in the air. And like there's so many things that like just aren't gonna go wrong in the air.
We talked about last podcast. You also have to be certified to be in a car, to drive a car,
Not
but not very.
You probably pass at least one unlicensed driver.
Exactly.
Well, the thing is like I remember taking my license test. I should have not passed.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about last
So-
episode. Yeah, for sure.
Like I was so nervous that I was on the wrong side of the road.
Mhm.
And she was like, "You need to stay on your side of the road." And I was like, "Oh, I thought this was a 1 lane."
I did the exact same thing. The exact same thing. I was told by everyone it's a 1-lane road, and she was like, "Dude, what are you doing?"
He literally said that last episode.
See, that should immediately be like, "No, you can't have your license."
Which
I'm
is
sure it was the same place too.
If you missed him saying that last episode, just like Addison did, That's why you need to make sure you're subscribed and following on all platforms, which are TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify. So you don't miss podcasts and you actually know what's been talked about so far.
Never miss a single episode.
Going forward.
Going forward.
From this day on.
Starting now. You at least listen to this one. You like to hear yourself talk, right?
No, I don't. I actually
Oh.
hate listening to myself talk.
Bad
I'm just
idea to start a podcast. Then.
Maybe you shouldn't start a podcast.
see, but I'm a professional yapper.
We
So,
felt
like,
the same way though.
Yeah, when we first started, I absolutely hated listening back to the episodes because I hated to listen to myself talk, and now I hate myself less a little bit. Maybe I do need to start like going in the mirror every day, and when I wake up and telling myself that I love myself. Is that what I should say?
No, it doesn't even have to be like
I
doesn't
love
even,
you. See, I think
Touch the mirror.
what I normally do is I wake up and I tell Christian I love him.
I haven't been getting those texts. They've been like just not saying thank you.
They're letters in the mail.
Oh.
No, it's more of like words of affirmation.
Oh.
So like telling yourself, "Oh, I am in abundance." Just like
If no offense, but if I wake up and I start just saying I am in abundance, my family's probably gonna put me up for adoption again.
well, there are like podcasts and songs that you can listen to that kind of help get you
Ooh, like the connection code.
exactly. Or Neville Goddard. That's who I listen to.
Okay.
He talks very fast, and a lot of it's mumbo jumbo. But he does go over some important lessons about law of attraction and consciousness, and the list goes on and on and on and on. It's podcast.
So we got off track a little bit, but I do want to go back to just the whole idea of meditating. And you said you meditate for like an hour. So what does that look like?
So meditation isn't just sitting in a room and going until you feel enlightened. It doesn't work that way.
Okay.
Meditation is more of like a grounding. So that's why people are usually laying down or sitting, because they want to feel at peace.
Mhm.
And it's more of like closing your eyes, feeling your senses. That's the whole point of closing your eyes or humming, is to block out noise. It helps a lot to put on some kind of like background noise. So
Like a podcast.
maybe not a podcast, because your whole point is to like get rid of thoughts. So like
I don't know. You can get rid of your thoughts pretty fast. You listen to us.
that doesn't sound like a good thing. I
If
just
they've made it this far, they know.
putting on something like an instrumental.
Okay.
That's your goal. You don't want anything with words because you're trying to clear your mind. And it's really just feeling connected with your senses. And it's really crazy. Do you know when you get really, really tired? And it's like, you almost...
That's crazy timing.
I can read your brain. It's the intuition, I'm telling
The
you.
connection code.
But when you get really tired and you feel really loopy and you're just like, oh my gosh, I love everyone and everything.
I kind of get that.
You don't
Yeah.
ever get that?
No,
You
No,
have-
I mean-
I'll get tired and get like crazy hyper because I'm tired, and I'm just like, I'm all over like the place. Like,
So I have a lot of sensory issues. It's a little bit of autism. I'm not gonna lie. So like a lot of the times when I get tired, my first instinct is, oh my gosh, guys, this feels amazing. Like I want to touch everything. And that sounds really stupid, but I'm really aware with my senses.
Mhm.
And the more meditation you do and the more you kind of clear your brain, the easier your senses become to feel things around you. That's the whole point of meditation. Clearing your brain in order to heighten the rest of your senses. That's where the intuition comes in. Because your senses are heightened. Everyone has intuition. A lot of moms, first-time moms, no, this is important. Have you ever heard of mother's intuition?
Yeah.
That's where that comes from. And there's some crazy stories out there about mother's intuition of like, oh, I knew my daughter was in danger, so I got up and went to her house. Turns out like her house was on fire. Crazy things like that. And so that mother's intuition is a heightened sense because they just gave birth or because they have a child. But you can reach that heightened intuition without having to go through childbirth by just getting rid of your senses and learning to trust your body.
So I'm curious. Me and Christian's kind of talked about this, and it kind of relates to like debriefing, just getting all the thoughts out of your mind. Do you believe in, or do you have any experience with like hypnosis?
I know people that have. I have not personally had experience with hypnosis.
Do you believe it's real?
To an extent. I think the mind can do amazing things, and I think a lot of people who have a very open mind, because that's the thing, you have to have an open mind. If you come through everything with a negative outlook and you don't have an open mind, or you're not willing to accept the things that you're faced with, it's not gonna work. So like, if I say hypnosis isn't real, you can't hypnotize me, I'm probably not gonna become hypnotized, because the only way for somebody to be let in is for you to be open to it. So like, if you're relaxed and you're open and I'm over here hypnotizing you, my words are coming into your brain. But if you're pushed back and you're not really listening, then there's no way for me to get inside your head.
I think you should learn how to do that and then come back and hypnotize us.
I like that idea.
You think?
Yeah, because we want to get hypnotized because we're both skeptical.
I can definitely take some classes. I know a few friends who have done street hypnosis, and
Or-
I'll talk to them and we'll get back to it.
You could do it, or if you know somebody, give us a connection.
Well, they're not from this area.
Okay.
So that's kind of where it comes in, like,
We flew out a hypnotist.
all the way from New York, we take the street hypnotist here to hypnotize you in your own home.
I like that idea.
No, you should definitely like look into that. That would be really cool if we could do that.
I can definitely... Reza. That's his name. Reza is my friend. I'm name dropping now.
Reza.
That wasn't
Raise
nearly
it.
as complicated as you made it sound.
Well, because it's such a unique name.
Yeah, no, I never heard that.
And what
before.
was really funny was the girl that we met on the street, her name was Raza. So there was Reza and then there was
Oh, that's
Raza.
crazy.
Oh.
So there was one with an I and one with an A. And that's the reason why that connection was formed so strong, because instantly it was like, you don't know this? This is Raza. And she was like, Raza? I'm Raza. Razi? I don't know. It was a weird
Similar
moment.
names.
Very similar
Well,
names.
Anyways, if you enjoyed hearing her blab for 40
That's
minutes,
crazy.
then, like I said earlier, let us know in the comments and urge her on to start her own podcast.
Professional yapper here.
And then maybe if you're really interested, we might even bring her back, especially if she learns how to hypnotize people.
The sequel.
Ooh.
Ooh.
We could maybe like that wouldn't probably be a podcast, but maybe like an actual like YouTube
Like a
video of
YouTube
us
video,
getting
yeah.
hypnotized or something like that. That could be
That
fun.
would be
That's a
really
good idea.
cool.
I think it's a good idea.
I could definitely try.
Okay.
Yeah, because I am interested to learn more about like just the meditation and everything in general. I think it's interesting.
Definitely do some research into it.
Yep. Well, we better get on it. Anyways, I hope you all have enjoyed this episode of That Goes Awesome. I have been Jaden.
I'm still Christian.
I'm sometimes Addison.
What? Depends how clear her mind is. Anyways, that podcast went awesome. And we already said our names, so I'm not going to do it again, but we are... Wait.
Can I take it back?
Wait.
You're a
Wait.
little-
Wait. We got to do the thing.
That's
And
awful.
we are out.
I'm out.